Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Northwest Elite Spirit. We're here at Scatter Creek Wildlife Refuge, and I'm going to share with you an easy little warm-up and stretch routine anybody can do at any level, and it'll be beneficial to you. Thanks.
We're going to start out with yes, no's, and maybes. Yes, no's, and maybes are easy exercises, easy to do, easy to understand. You're going to shake your head yes 12 to 20 times. Same with the no's and the maybes. And we're going to make sure that our movements are nice and controlled, nice and slow. We're not head banging, we're not whipping our head back and forth. We're trying to strengthen the neck, not do damage to the neck. And we're also making sure that this is the spot, since it's the beginning, where we are setting our breathing pace for the duration of the workout. Breathing, same breathing pace, even as you go through like your little relaxation phase, you're gonna stay breathing. Same pace. And going to the nose, it's the same deal. You are not whipping your head back and forth. Nice and slow and controlled. Relaxing your shoulders down to the ground. Trying to find that good solid horse stance. You'll see from the get-go that I'm always shaking it out, wiggling it out. Getting relaxed, staying relaxed. These are maybes, where you're just putting your ear, so if you're on the right side, you're putting your right ear on your right shoulder, left side, left ear on left shoulder. These are great from your back as well, so if you're lying on the mats or on the ground and you're shaking your head, yes, no, and maybe. It's a really great exercise. It's another one you want to take slowly though and have control, or you can end up very sore. Here are our small arm circles. Small arm circles, you're not going to want to see a whole lot of wobbling, your head wobbling around. And we're trying to get in the shoulders, what you see me kind of drop into there. Getting a little more specific and feeling that shoulder rotate rather than just swinging your arms around. Forward arm circles. This is another one where you're practicing a lot of control and you don't want a whole lot of wiggling. You actually want no wiggling. You can see here me mixing it up where my left hand comes out front and my right hand comes out front. Am I doing it here too? No. So what I'd like to see next time I do this is I would like to see the hand that comes out in front switch each time, just to mix it up and keep it lively and keep learning. Here is another example of arm swings and mixing it up where you're getting sideways. You're making sure to pay attention to your knees. If your knees are tightening up around these, you need to adjust your stance and look at it a little better. Maybe slow down. We're making sure that we're relieving the tension on that knee rather than just trying to blast through that. If you feel tension on the knee, you really need to adjust and look at it. So we're mixing it up here again, back and forth this time. That's an exercise that if you haven't done it in a while, even if you've done a lot, it may be a little bit confusing to you. Here we are, relieving that tension in the knee. You have to relieve that tension in the knee, or you're going to have these little tweaks, which you may or may not notice, and then you're going to go home and you're going to be out in the yard playing with the kids or climbing some stairs or something, and your knee's going to give out, and you're going to wonder, wow, I've been working out, I'm strong, I'm healthy, how is my knee giving out for no reason? There may be a movement in gym that you're not doing properly, and it's carrying over into your life, and your knee gives out in the yard rather than the gym. Big or little hip circles. When I learned this initially, we were always doing really big hip circles. I like small hip circles, especially for jiu-jitsu, for my Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I think it helps me stay squirmy, being able to move my hips in these tight confines like this. And if you would like to see me demonstrate some hip movements for jiu-jitsu or just for anything else, comment below and we can make that happen. I'm actually interested in doing something like that. I've never done that, and I'd like to see something like that. So knee circles. Knee circles are the same. You don't want to be bobbing up and down, but here I am bobbing up and down because I haven't quite remembered how to do it. And if I don't bob, there's tension that I don't want. So I'd rather bob and relieve that tension and then come back to it and kind of fine-tune it the next time around, which is another thing I use these videos for. These are one of my favorite exercises. I don't have a name for them, but what you do is you just grind your foot into the ground 12 to 20 times one direction, 12 to 20 the other direction. And you're just imagining every digit of your toe, feeling it hit the ground individually in a big arch while you're mashing your foot into the ground. I think it's good for nearly everything you can do in life. Being able to grip the ground and move helps pivoting, helps exploding off, helps absorb force. I really like them. And I like to imagine National Geographic, where you see like the lion or the cheetah or whatever, like really digging into the earth in slow motion and ripping up the earth. That's how I like to envision that exercise. Going into just wrist twirls, really easy, but they feel so good. Get nice and loose. You might feel some little pops as you go, and it's okay, those will come down. But if you feel big pops, you might want to back off a little bit, go a little slower and figure it out rather than do damage to your wrists. Shaking it out, always shaking it out. All right, now we're at stretches. I do not like to pull. I like to relax, so my hand's cupped next to my ear and I'm literally just relaxing that gripping arm towards the ground, but also my neck and my face and my shoulders are relaxed. Just relaxing all of that and letting it just pull down into the ground. You can almost imagine melting everything into the ground. Here's the variation. The first time I did a chicken wing. Here I'm reaching to the ground, and it's the same. You're just relaxing everything to the ground. You can move around a little bit like this here, so you can hit different angles. Like I said, I always like to mix it up. Mixing it up is good as long as you're under control. Forward, and again, like all of the shoulders, the neck, the face, even if I can get my wrists and my forearms and my shoulders and my biceps and triceps, core, just everything relax and kind of let the weight of my arms pull on those muscles. Here, everybody knows this one, but what I like to do is drag it slowly out to the end. And if you do this, you will feel this all the way into your pinky. You'll literally feel your pinky stretch as you come through there. And it's these sorts of stretches for me that really start to give me a sense of euphoria. Like you can really get high from that kind of relaxation where everything's just stretched and able to move and feeling good, kind of released from the tension that's been building up. And breathing through that. Yeah. You might have to wiggle out that high a little bit too, so you can keep yourself under control. So you get feeling really good and delighted about it and kind of forget about the movements. So we have to fall back into it. Again, here it's my posture that's putting all the force on my elbow. My wrist braced behind my head, cupping my elbow and then just posting straight up. And so it's putting the pressure on those muscles, and it's not a whole lot of like pushing. It's a whole lot of relaxation and mechanics. Shaking it out. Another one we all know and love. And we're going to reach to the sun. remembering to breathe, and you can even get a little wiggly and really like try to reach. There we go. Breathing down into the next one. Here I am not pushing, literally hinging at the shoulder and using that elbow to aim that fist into my hip and relax through, putting all kinds of pressure on that hip and all along the side. We're going to hit the other side, breathing again, just letting the mechanics of it all push on that hip. And if you have good balance, you can cross your leg over. Adds a little challenge, adds more stretch, new areas. That is a thing. You may hit an area so much that it's not a thing anymore, and you have to try to figure something out within that and figure out, the next level. Again, here we're squatting down to the ground. My prayer hands are bracing my forearms against each other, and then the knees resting on the elbows is putting all that pressure. And again, a lot of relaxation and not a whole lot of force by I'm not forcing it. A lot of force without forcing it. That's how you can look at it. Relaxing down, breathing, breathing. This is another one that feels really good. Coming up to the center, coming up. I don't like how I came up there. I'll have to watch that next time. Want control. Downward dog, another one we all know and love. Not very impressed with this one, but at least I have my heels to the ground, which is important to me. I like having my heels on the ground. I'd like next time to see my head tucked in further, relaxed in further, and my chest swinging down towards my ankles better. It's okay, it's something to work on. Relaxing as I come up. Relaxing, wiggling it out. Now, this is a more new favorite, though I've had it for a few years, and it's not this initial one here, but it's the variation I've found on it. I don't remember what it's from. It's like a kung fu stretch routine I found on YouTube, and they go through all kinds. And I've added it to my routine, so if you watch my full routine, you will be able to see what I'm talking about. And it's just a variation. You do the normally bend, and then you go from side to side. Yep, I like it a lot. And when I was doing it a lot, I got really mobile in that area. So if we're going to hit the whole body, we do have to hit the hands. This is another video that you guys will be able to watch. I'm going to give you all of my hand stretches. And this is just a few of them that you can use. Actually, I think this is just a couple. So this is just a couple of them that you can use. You want your thumb on your middle knuckle and your hand grabbing the meat of your other hand. When I'm done with that part, I like to really give it like a good smoothing out. There you go, like that. And that's another thing where you will get some pops. And you don't want to like break your wrist. You want to just get a few little pops, and they'll actually start to go away, just like the other ones. Yep. And then there we go, just smoothing them out, getting that little bit extra. Always feels good to get that little bit of extra if you can, right? If we're gonna be flexible, we should be very flexible. All right. This is another one. A lot of relaxation, just swinging the arms down into one another and bracing them up against each other. This one requires a little bit of force. You got to be able to grip, especially if your thumb is not very flexible. You do want to be able to drive that thumb to the arm, to your forearm. Yep. I have problems with that one on my right, where I can't quite touch, but my left,
if you like it, hit the like button, subscribe, and share with your friends. And if you have some critiques, go ahead and comment below.